ask you this. What soured Vince on Swagger? You know, he comes in with a big push, the title, as you said, you know, title pushes, he's going to be the world champ. It feels like they put their power behind him and they put their motivational push behind him. And then at some point, Vince just peters out on him. What changed? What happened?
This is me going from memory, which sometimes you could trust, sometimes you can't. I know that we the people, when he was with his manager,
Dutch
Mantel, got over. It got over. But I actually think that somebody said that is too Southern, that is too racist a gimmick, almost like the South versus the North in the Civil War, or something of that nature was said to Vince, and without a counterpoint. Now I'm speculating because it got over. We the people, those two guys together got over. Dutch doing the talking, it was golden. It was perfect. The look was golden. Everything about it was working. Swagger could go, and it got over. I remember one time he tried to do a promo on TV, and they were so deafening, he couldn't even get the words out. He had to just keep stopping because they were drowning him out. And I don't remember where the city was, but it was ridiculous. But I bet you someone said, that's too Southern a gimmick. It got killed. It was over. Plus, Dutch had some issues with traveling to all the towns because of his health. So you didn't get that package. You got it on TV, but you wouldn't get it for all the live events. It was just too hard on him. Somebody said it's too Southern. It's not the same thing when you get to the live events. Let's just cut it off, because it went from wide open to pretty much just cooled off in record time.
That was in 2013. And that did get over, but you guys put the belt on him back in like March of 2010. So that almost, the We the People thing almost felt like a second run for Jack Swagger. But between 2010 and 2013, while he's still hanging around a little bit, it's not, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like WWE was ever really behind him or really committed. Did they think that maybe there wasn't enough personality, that he wasn't a good promo? Did Vince not like his look? I know this sounds silly, but for instance, Bruce has told us on Something to Wrestle that Vince actually toyed with the idea of putting a blue dot over Christian's face. He just didn't think Christian was attractive and didn't want him on TV, and whatever he could do to cover his face up. And that sounds just silly to me in hindsight, especially knowing what an incredible performer that Jay in real life was, and everybody who worked with him would support that. Swagger feels like another guy who, for whatever reason, Vince just lost confidence in, and I can't really put my finger on why. I mean, here he is now in MMA, and he's got a prime spot in AEW, and that feels like a good fit, but for whatever reason with WWE, it wasn't sustainable. And I can only sort of chalk that up to some sort of quirk somewhere in a decision-making process.
And you're probably 100% right. I don't know what that would have been. What was his delivery on promos not what Vince was looking for? Was there a little bit of greenness to his promos? It had nothing to do with his work. You know, I mean, was there something, and I'm not saying this is true, I'm just being hypothetical, any little thing, delivery, it could have been anything that cooled him off. Someone could have said, I don't know. It's just things got said in a closed door meeting that without a counterpoint there to defend it, a lot of things went down. You know, there was a lot of guys over the years that got hot. Next day they were gone. Or a week later they were doing main event matches or dark matches or secondary matches or no matches or just house shows, no TV at all. And you never knew why. And that's one of those big mysteries and questions that Swagger, because he was legitimate, he had the pedigree, He was an incredible amateur wrestler at Oklahoma, and the guy could work. And he was big, and he looked good. There was nothing physically that you would look at. You would look at the guy and go, "Oh, that's a good-looking athlete," and he was.
It's worth mentioning too. He's billed at 6'7", so this is a big boy.